For at least 5 years. Prosecutors say a morgue at Harvard became a macabre marketplace for heads, brains, skin, bones, and other body parts. The accused grisly shopkeeper, morgue manager Cedric Lodge.
Would you give anyone access to that morgue?
He walked past reporters after facing a judge today. His wife Denise was also silent. Investigators say she helped him sell stolen remains out of their New Hampshire home.
No comment.
Katrina McLean was one of the buyers, prosecutors say, accused of purchasing 2 dissected faces for $600.
Do you have anything to say to the family?
She's the owner of Cat's Creepy Creations in Peabody, and investigators say she stored and sold body parts out of the store. She's even accused of shipping human skin to this man in Pennsylvania to have him, quote, tan the skin to create leather.
From what I've seen in pictures before, maybe on their Instagram, they read the bones things, you know?
Investigators say the body parts came from cadavers donated to Harvard and used for educational purposes. But they say Cedric Lodge would open the morgue to let buyers browse.
It's an investigation. I guess it's going to play itself out in court.
Katrina McLean's attorney said little after her court appearance, but acknowledged that facing the disturbing charges has been difficult.
She's never been in trouble before, and obviously this was very distressing.
Really, recently my mans be like, he be asking me, yo, he said, yo, hey, there's mad shit going on right now in the world. Why you not talking about the shit that's going on? Why you not talking about, you feel me, what they got going on with the skies, the wildfires, all this shit. You know, he was just basically he was asking me why I'm not talking about shit that's going on in the Matrix. Like, why am I talking about shit? He said, nigga was asking me on some bar, and he was asking me, he like, yo, he say, like, it's stuff we need to know, bro. You gotta tell the people. Like, I'm just like, yo, for one thing, I feel like every time, it's to be completely honest, it's a lot of shit that's just depressing to research. Like, it just really lowers your vibration. Going down the rabbit hole will actually destroy you mentally. Like, it will actually wither down your mental, and then it will have you feel me? You will have to go and meditate and have to go distract yourself from the shit that you just learned. Because it's really, we living in a world full of demons, bro. For real, niggas living in Babylon. We living in a world full of demonic individuals. Like, you can't, you feel me? And the only way to keep yourself protected is to just not engage in that frequency. But in order to understand these type of demonic individuals, right? In order to understand their actions, how they think, how they move, why they make the plays that they make, you have to dive into their frequency and to understand one's mind. In order to understand somebody, you have to truly, you feel me, in a sense, absorb that person in order to, you know, understand the way they move. For me, it's just like, in order for me to understand, you know, these animals that I watch on the documentaries, I have to know how they think, I have to know how they move, why they do the things they do. I have to, in a sense, absorb some of their mentality in order to understand why they do it and put myself in their shoes. You feel what I'm saying? So, and just switching places with somebody that's so demonic, it will really lower your vibration. So that's, I was just trying to tell something. But so you feel me today? Well, I really should say nighttime to today. I'm up till 5 in the morning. I'm just waking up in the afternoon right now. I'm up to 5 in the morning, going down the rabbit hole, thinking about shit, fucking doing research on other shit that I know, and it's always lead me back to the same conclusion. That's why I don't do it this often. But today y'all gonna get the video out of me. Today y'all gonna get the video out. If y'all been wanting for me to go and cover some shit and really just go back, you feel me, to the old when I was getting strikes and all that, this gonna be the video for y'all to watch. But it's just like, I just want to explain before I went into it why I don't cover these type of shit anymore. And then on top of that, even if I drop this video, this shit might get flagged, might get taken down for something. You feel what I'm saying? Even though it's already published anyway, like, you could find this shit. But that's why they call it esoteric. It's hidden in plain sight. I'm not even gonna say plain. Some of this shit really is hidden. Like, you won't be able to find. you have to go through, and that's why you got to know how to research. A lot of people don't know how to research. That's why you can't find it. But I'm giving y'all the tools on how to do it. You got to research with your heart. You got to question everything. Why? How did this person that you read it, and whatever article, whatever thing you read, or anything, any information that you see, you got to first of all, you got to analyze the information. You got to analyze the information, take the content of the information. Then you got to ask yourself, who you getting the information from? Like, what's the source? You feel me? Then on top of that, you got to ask, how did that person get the information? How did he find out some shit that you ain't know? And if his method is credible or not, do you think in your mind, do you believe his method to be credible? Right there, I just gave you the 4 keys. That's how you do the research. But basically, right? So I'm on that rabbit hole. I'm seeing mad different shit. I just stumbled across, and this happened because this is some of my mans. I think my man showed me. I don't even think I found this shit. But this is how it got it started. That's why I got that, because I played this shit, and my man was hearing it. But I don't know how I found this, but I stumbled across the video. I'm seeing these type of people, right? And they selling, they opening up. You got the nigga who in the morgue, opening up the morgue for other people, and niggas, he I don't know if he did it himself or he opened up the morgue and these people come in and buying parts and he peeling it off, or they peeling off the parts. But even your loved one's not safe. You feel me? To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, don't even bury me. When I go, don't even cremate me. Let them people take my organs out. Give my organs back to the earth. Don't cremate me. Don't take my ashes, none of that. Plant me somewhere, plant a tree where you bury me at or something. Like, if you feel me, plant some flowers, a flower bed or some shit. Don't never give these people my organs and tell them to take my organs out and then leave you with some, you feel me, inanimate statue of me. Don't ever do no shit like that. I'm saying it here just so you know. Don't ever do no shit like that. Because that's going some daily. I'm going to come back from the grave and slap this shit up. Don't ever do no shit like that. But yeah, let's get back to that. So, I don't know if he peeling off or they peeling off, but these niggas out here taking human skin, making leather out of it. They been doing that since slavery, you feel me? They been doing that. It was a collector making a whole leather chair out of slave skin and all that type of shit. But you understand the type of people you're dealing with. And then it's not only that. You got these like I said, these type of people, they, from being under their rule for so long, it's like it just really came a falling frequency. Like, niggas is just not they self no more. Niggas is just not they self. You got a nigga who doing it. He not. I don't want to get this video flagged, but you know what type of people I'm talking about. You know what type of people I'm talking about. So I'm not gonna say too much that, like, so them to give him a reason to flag my video. But you got him. He not even of the same descent of the people I'm talking about. But he the one that spearheading it. He opening up the morgue. He selling body parts. You got people packaging and sending it over to make leather. Him and his wife both involved in it. I'm not even gonna speak on none of that. You feel me? Because that's all legal shit. I'm not gonna say their name, none of that. But what I'm saying is, well, allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because, bro, I don't know if his case still open, but I'm gonna say allegedly just in case. Regardless, though, you got to understand the type of people that we sharing the planet with. Like, the type of people that's really in these high positions. Notice the people that's always in these high type of positions to be able to have access to do shit like that is always the type of people that would do shit like that. Like, it's never somebody that won't do it in no type of position. Or it's always somebody that would do some shit like that that's always in a position to do it. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta question that. Like, it's all the setup from the jump, bro. They already planned it. It was already, you feel what I'm saying? They got connections to do this shit because the people that's in power, putting them other people in power that's gonna do more demonic shit, or that they got them under their wing, they blackmailing, they do all this type of shit. Like, there's so much video that I can sit here and I don't have the editing software. If I had a PC and shit, I would really clip the video I had and really react to these videos for y'all to show y'all. Like, it's so much, but I don't like watching it. That's why I'm saying I don't want to spend my time watching these type of shit because it just lower my vibration so much. And then so after this video, I mean, it's no need to stay on that shit for too long. Like, this not nothing new. But you got people, before I even get off the topic, like, you keep seeing every time I go on my media, on Facebook specifically, because on Instagram I don't really follow. I follow straight spiritual, quote, motivational pages. I don't make sure my Instagram filtered, because I made my Instagram after I woke. My Facebook, I still got other people and all that other shit. from way back before that. And every time I go on my Facebook, I see somebody missing. You feel me? Somebody missing. Somebody ran away. They looking for somebody. And it's like, it's the same thing every time. It's like we seeing, and it been going on for real. I've been talked about this in 2020 when I been saying about the missing people. You could go back to my post in 2020 when I mentioned it. Every time I go on the app, it's like a surge. It's like a surge of missing people that I always see. Every 2 to 3 posts, somebody missing after that. Every 2 to 3 posts, somebody missing after that. That's like, God damn. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It be like low on my vibration. Because it's like, damn, I already know what's going on behind the scenes. And people be thinking niggas is getting snatched up to be and I don't want to say some shit to get my video. I don't want to say some shit to get my video, like, man. But people be thinking they get snatched up for like X trafficking or whatever the case. I'm not gonna lie, it don't even be that. I'm not gonna say that it don't happen for that, but I feel like majority of the time it's being snatched because if you see, it's a lot of melanated people, right? That's not a coincidence. They being snatched up for their organs, for their melanin. You feel me? For these, I'm telling you, it's something that we have. We each have something so valuable that they told us to hate, but in the background, they actually revere and they actually worship in it. They teach us to hate ourselves, but in the background, they really know that we worth a lot. Like, melanin is worth more than gold. I think it's $500 a gram or some shit. Probably went up. You feel me? Probably went up so bad. Niggas getting snatched for it. You feel me? Getting snatched for it. And it's not only little kids, I see grown people, grown men getting snatched. It's to the point I'm like, hold on. If I go walk around, I gotta imagine myself like, I gotta imagine a scenario to where I feel like people would be able to snatch me up. But then again, they don't even need you alive. They just need your organs and shit. So they can hop out on you, throw you in the trunk. You feel me? And just snatch your organs up, and then you won't never be found again. But it's like, nah. It's so crazy because that's what I'm saying, like, this whole shit, bro. You gotta be a real, I'm not gonna lie, you gotta be a real geek ass nigga to be really so curious to the fact that you really explore all these things. Cause you gonna regret it at the end. Every time you come out the rabbit hole, you're gonna be like, damn, you got a lot more to carry on your shoulders. That's why I don't do it often. Cause it's like, it's a never ending thing. You could always go into the deepest levels. It's like you going into the deepest levels, to the core of the secrets of the world. And then you gotta go out in society, like you ain't just see and experience and learn the shit that you learned. That shit not healthy, bro. That shit not healthy. You feel me? You have to build up a strong resistance. And that's why everybody don't choose this path when they first get awoken and they become woke. Because I equate woke, right? I equate woke and spirituality into 2 different categories. Because I know some niggas that's woke, but they not spiritual. And I know some spiritual niggas, but they not woke. They don't know what's going on in the matrix. They just all about connected to the source and being one. You feel what I'm saying? And connected to that oneness and aligning themselves on their path, on their purpose. But they not woke though. They don't really know what's going on in the matrix. They don't have that. They don't see what's going on. And then you got people that's dual sided. You got people that's woke and they spiritual, like people like myself, and they know what's going on. And they know what's going on the spiritual side of things. And you got somebody, when you put those two together, it's like, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah. So it's like, it's so crazy. Niggas get snatched up. You got people like, and then you got people still worshiping celebrities. You got bots out here not understanding what's going on. How the people that's back then and they use occultic science and practices behind closed doors. Like I seen that thing where all of them children went missing at Oprah Winfrey School in Africa. All of them children went missing. Nobody know where the children How all them children they go missing for school? Nobody know where the children went. Then I seen another thing. You feel me? Me and B was just talking about this. How son, I see them packing food into an empty schoolhouse. The school been abandoned for years, and they sending food trucks in there. The food service is a food service they use to feed prisoners, and they sending food trucks in there to feed I don't know who. It's an abandoned school, so who would be in there that they could possibly be feeding? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But it's like, so then, as I'm researching, right, I'm gonna just run through I don't even feel like I've been talking. I feel like I've been talking for 5 minutes. But it's, you feel me? But I'm gonna run through this. I don't want to spend too long. You feel me? I don't want to lower y'all vibration or scare y'all, put y'all in a fear state about other shit that's going on. I just want to say though, and share my knowledge, y'all, from the stuff that I found from doing the research. But apparently, when that whole wildfire situation started, there has been evidence being shown that all of the wildfires were started at the exact same time. Like it was planned. Almost like somebody set off bombs in a specific vicinity to purposely, and this, I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm saying like an example. Like, you know how you set off bombs at specific coordinates to cause like let's say you cause like an avalanche. Like if you set up different points and cause shock waves, and then they cause the whole shit to fall over. Almost like that. It's like 1 second there wasn't a fire, then next thing there was a fire everywhere. You feel me? Everybody knows fire is not spreading like. And then I go deeper, right? And then I also find that it was a whole solar eclipse during that whole time when the sky was orange here in the city and all that. It was a whole eclipse during that whole time. The sky was orange, all that. And we thinking, everybody telling me it's from the smoke. They're like, yo, actually see what's going on outside. Like, what's going on? They asking me, I don't even know, cause I ain't even traversing down that road. I just hear them say the fire or whatever the case. I just take it with a grain of salt. They just telling me what they know, but I don't really know it's the truth. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then they like, oh, cause what you call it? You got some people saying, oh nah, New York right next to Canada, that's why the sky orange and all that other shit. But then you got people in Kentucky sending people in Kentucky, people in Ohio sending they city looking the same way. They shit looking the same way, looking orange. So you gotta begin to question like, nah, hold on, what the fuck? So you telling me you travel all the way over there? Then I go deep into the research. I found out it was a solar eclipse during that whole time. It was a solar eclipse. And if you know anything about astrology, if you study astrology, which you really should, if at this point, if you are a woke person or a spiritual person, well, a spiritual person most likely would be into astrology, but if you're a woke person, you would want to study astrology so you can understand the spiritual nature of what you're seeing and how these people utilize, and they know occultic. These people utilize astrology, and they know the different types of energies and elements that make up the world, and they use it against us all the time. They just using our own magic against us. We really should be researching that so we can understand the deeper meaning of stuff when we see it. So you got a solar eclipse. Anybody study astrology, you know what solar eclipse means. It's basically signifying, or it's believed to signify big changes, new beginnings, big changing, etc. Right? You could barely see it because the whole sky was orange. You could barely see it, right? But in some pictures, you got photos of it. You could look it up. Search up the date of the whole, when the sky was orange, and put solar eclipse or whatever the case. You got images that are going to show up. Like, just put the date. It should show up. Right? Then you got that same night, right? The same night, it was a blood moon. It was a lunar eclipse, and it was a blood moon. And that's that's what's crazy. Right after the solar eclipse, you had the lunar eclipse at nighttime, and it was a blood moon, right? And that just basically happened when all of the when the Earth, Sun, and Moon is just aligned, and so the little rays that's coming through from the sun, that's being cut off by the Earth and Moon, is being shown through the moon, and it look red. Give it that red color, right? That blood color. So you got it. And then if you study astrology, you go into what a blood moon signifies. It just signifying drastic changes. In some cultures, they believe it to be negative omens. You feel me? Omen pertaining to death. So you got basically big changes coming around, and you got blood moon. You got big changes and new beginnings from shown around on the solar eclipse. Then on the blood moon, you got fucking drastic changes, fucking negative impacts or violent tendencies in nature and shit. Like it literally says. It literally says that in the description. Look at what a blood moon is. It literally says something about negative impacts or negative effects on nature or some shit like that. And it's like, yo. And it was technically a negative impact and negative effects on nature. And we don't know what they've been doing. Cause I don't think the orange sky was from the smoke. Cause just cause you had, I'm not gonna lie, just cause you have orange. Just cause you have a fire, on in Canada, don't mean it's gonna make the whole sky orange and fucking in this city and then Kentucky, Ohio. It don't add up how the whole sky was orange. It seemed like it's more to what's going on behind the scenes that niggas don't know about. The whole sky going orange is ridiculously crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. So it's like, and it's to the point. It's like you were scared. You were so obscured in your vision, we didn't even notice that it was a whole solar and lunar eclipse that same day and that same night. And they got similar and bad omens and all type of shit. So it's like, yo, bro, we don't know what these people doing behind the scenes. They doing probably more. They probably doing more shit behind the scenes. They probably doing more shit that's uncovered. For everything I uncover, anything somebody showed you, it's more shit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, going down the rabbit hole shit not healthy, bro. It's like, it's a draining experience to know. But basically, I just wanted to cover that for y'all, share with y'all what I learned. I don't think I'm going to be keeping doing these videos often. Especially if my video get flagged on this. Even though I purposely ain't saying nothing crazy. Because I could have went dumb, I ain't gonna lie. But I purposely ain't saying nothing crazy. It was some calm shit. I didn't even go into the graphicness of the shit I seen. When you got people turning up with their organs missing. I'm talking about their stomach, liver, heart missing. But their body turned up after they went missing. But their organs is missing. Got their heart missing, their fucking stomach, intestines missing. Oh my God.
His eyes, heart, lungs, liver, and kidneys were missing. He had rented a car to drive from LA to Vegas, and after just a few hours into his drive, his car ran out of gas. That's when California Highway Patrol picked him up and drove him to a gas station. At that gas station was where he was last seen alive. 74 days later, his body was found 2 miles away, and years later, his family still doesn't know how he died.
There are a lot of questions and answers that I'm still seeking 6 years later for my son, Ryan.
It's something a mother should never have to do, bury her son.
They have not concluded a manner or cause of death. They listed as undetermined.
And then you like, it's like, damn, you can't. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. I'm laughing. It's like, I don't know. It's not funny though. It's like, it's really crazy. That's how crazy it get. It's like I'm laughing, bro. I'm being hysterical right now. But it's why people turn up with their organs missing, bro. I didn't even get into the most graphic of it. I don't know if y'all remember that video where I showed from way back. When I reacted to the video of the girl who was basically snatched up by her grandmother, was raped. Her grandmother was a part of the cult. She was snatched up by her grandmother. She sex trafficked her own granddaughter. She ex-trafficked her own granddaughter. Put her in the... Took her to the occult. They raped her. She had her in the basement. They pulling up, raping her. The babies that's coming out of the girl, they killing the baby. They I don't want to... I'm trying to whisper and say it in a way to where it don't get flagged, but it's like, yo, they turned the baby into a spliff. Straight up. As soon as the baby came out of her womb, turned the baby into a spliff. Then on top of that, they over there slicing and dicing, and they gonna make her eat. I don't want to go too crazy. I might have made one of y'all barf and throw up and shit, but you could go look. I think it's still up. I don't think they took it down. You could go back and look at it. They done made her eat her own, like... I'm just close my eyes and shake my head. I ain't gonna say too much. I think it's still up. You can go watch it, bro. I don't even know what the title is called no more. I don't want to know. Because that shit made me thought when I seen it. I'm watching the video, so I see her describing it. She starts shaking as she describing the shit. Because I would, nigga... Bruh. I ain't even gonna say too much. I guarantee you, grandma would have been in the pack after I got out. I would have been a different man. I wouldn't be able to be ingrained back into society after suffering some shit like that. That's crazy, bro. That's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying, though. It just get too crazy. That's why I don't like going and talking about these people. In order to understand these people, you really have to spend a lot of time inside these shoes. I don't want to spend a lot of time looking at the wicked deeds these niggas doing, bro. And it was a quote in that video, too. And this is why you also have to study occult knowledge to understand why they do the things they do and why they doing it. The reasons behind this shit. Because you would just think it's some madness going on if you ain't know the reasons why they do this shit. There was a person in the video when he was interviewing it was some doctor. And he was like, he said these words. I'm going to leave y'all with this. He said, we don't question when a man does evil things, but suddenly when he believes those evil things to be within his right and just, and he believes it to be good, then we question it and we be like, it's crazy. He said something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. And that's a whole fact. I think people be scared to research the type of stuff because they know this type of shit not healthy for the brain, so they don't try to get into it. And so they shy away from it. And they be like, oh, nah, that's crazy. Like, they try to put off the whole Illuminati shit, the whole occult knowledge, esoteric knowledge, and shit like that. The Freemasonic knowledge, all that shit. But if you don't, you will miss out. I mean, if you don't, like, it's such ingrained in the history of how the Matrix is set up. You will never fully comprehend and understand the Matrix if you don't study Freemasonry, occult knowledge. You feel me? All that devil worship and shit, all of that shit is so ingrained into the nature of the Matrix. All the people at the highest positions that you could think about in the world, they studying, they practicing these shits behind closed doors. If you don't understand why they do the shit they do, how they putting us in these type of positions that they are, pause. You won't understand it if you don't understand why they doing it. You won't understand. You won't even believe or begin to fathom the shit that these people are capable of if you don't understand the reasons that they doing this shit for. Because in their mind, it's completely good. They want this shit to happen. They want this shit to happen. See what I'm saying? usually after my videos, when I'm helping y'all and I'm, you feel me, on the spiritual side of things, I feel light. But right now, I don't even feel like, I don't feel heavy. I just feel drained. It's so draining to tap into these people and explain to y'all these type of demonic and wicked individual minds stay in their minds with why they do the shit they do. It's so draining. Like, it's so draining to me. That's why I don't do it often. And then I do all that work, I get drained, and then they just flag my video, take it down. And y'all probably don't ever get to see it. Or they never let my video upload in the first place. The whole time it's uploading, it's rendering, and it never gets posted. They never let it do. I don't know I can do at this point. But it's like, I know I do something right whenever they ban me. They going on my point. They shadow banning me on Facebook. I don't know what I even be talking about no more. I just be sharing shit. I barely be posting. But they still shadow ban me. I go on my account is restricted. Why is my account restricted? You ain't telling me nothing about my account being restricted, Mark. So how my account get restricted? They shadow banning me for no reason. I got people telling me, oh, I don't see your videos no more on TikTok. They shadow banned you. I just be struggling. I'm like, hey, I knew it was going to happen. I started off on TikTok. Boom. Started hitting bangers, 35K. You feel me? I'm like, all right, cool. And then it started going down. I see it. I know they took me out the algorithm. I already know what time it is. Before y'all even told me, oh, they took you off TikTok. I already know what time it is, bro. Because they ain't gonna let me keep. You feel me? If you ain't getting shadow banned or you ain't getting kicked off, you ain't really hitting all the right. You ain't hitting all the right nails on the head. Clearly, I'm seeing something they don't want y'all to know if they going through that far just to ban me. I ain't even got that much of a following in it to begin with. So if you going that far to ban me and flag and do all that extra, then I know what I'm talking about. You don't want people to hear. And that's why at any moment I could really turn this shit up. I'll be choosing to chill, you feel me? And I just choose to help you in your life, tell you what you could control. Because none of this shit I'm talking about right now, you have any power in your current situation. Most likely you don't have any power to change anything. So the best you could do is focus on changing yourself, so you the best prepared for when the opportunity do arise, you're able to change it for the best, to the best of your ability, with the most wisdom that you gain. Over this time you watch my videos and you able to, you feel me? Because the change starts from the inside. The change starts from the inside, that's true. That's true, that's a fact. So if you ain't changing yourself first, you're never going to be prepared for what's to come. That's why you don't need to fear. I don't fear none of this shit I'm talking about. Back then, I used to feel like, damn, I used to feel helpless. Like, I can't change the world. That's the thing. I don't need to change my world. Just by you changing your world, you inadvertently change the world around you. That's how this shit works. It's a whole trick. They want you to keep looking outside, right? I'm gonna leave y'all just because I don't want y'all niggas to be scared or something, you feel me? But they want you to believe and get that hopeless feeling because they want you to keep looking outside of yourself. When you yourself have all the power to change everything just by changing yourself, you change the world around you. That's true, bro. That's facts. I do this shit. I literally live this shit. This by me changing myself. People around me, everything around me, the way I interact with my environment, the way the environment interact with me, the way people interact with me, the way I interact with people, everything changed. Everything changed. It's a whole different interaction now. It's a whole different energetic frequency that's shared compared to what it was before. So I'm gonna just leave it on that. You feel me? It's nice to know what's going on, but it's also not. I ain't even gonna say it's not needed. It's just not worth doting on. Like, after this video, don't keep thinking about this shit. You feel me? Just push it to the back of your head. Because ultimately, you gotta understand that you only should be worrying about shit that you can change, or shit that you could directly affect right now. Worrying about shit that these niggas doing all the way in Hollywood, that shit ain't got nothing to do with us. It got everything to do with us because it's trickling down. But the moment it trickle down and reach us, that's the part we change. That's the part we change. And it sends a ripple effect back up to the ladder. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't believe it's proof, then all you got to do is look at how the fact that my video is getting flagged, they took me, shadow banning me, all that. You see, it's sending ripple effect. I done send ripple effect back up the ladder just by doing what I'm doing. That's real. But we'll get up out of here. I'm in 30 minutes. Snoop looking at me like she trying to dip. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm back and I'm out.